Hey there, and welcome. Today we are diving into the hidden power of a single word. You know, how just a few small, deliberate choices can take a simple sentence and turn it into something that you remember forever. So let's get right into it.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That one line from a book that just hits you, a quote from a movie you can't forget, or maybe something someone said to you years ago that's still crystal clear. What gives certain words that kind of staying power? Well, it's because every single powerful phrase comes from a choice. An author, a speaker, a songwriter, they don't just throw words on a page. They choose them very carefully to create a specific feeling, a specific impact. And today, we're going to open up that toolbox and see how it's done. So what's the secret? How do they do it? Well, authors have a whole set of tools they use to give their words real emotional weight. And the first one we're going to look at is something called tone. Tone is, basically the feeling of the writing. Is the author trying to be playful, super serious, angry, peaceful? The words they pick are like the brushstrokes that paint that specific emotion for you, the reader. All right, let's try a little challenge. On the screen, you've got 3 sentences. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to match them with the right tone from that list on the right. You ready? Okay, number 1. Her words stung like vinegar on a paper cut. Number 2. He tiptoed across the floor, holding his breath. And number 3, sunlight danced on the table, warming the spilled sugar. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how you did. That first sentence, wow, vinegar on a paper cut. That's got to be D, harsh. You can just feel that sting, right? The second one is B, nervous. The word tiptoed says it all. You can feel that tension. And number 3 is C, peaceful. But notice that word danced? It gives that peaceful scene a really light, almost playful vibe. It just goes to show you, one little word can change everything. Okay, so beyond just setting the tone, writers have a whole other bag of tricks to make their language pop. This is where things get really fun and creative. We're talking about figurative language, which is just a fancy way of saying the art of painting pictures with words. First up, we've got the simile. You almost certainly remember this one from school. It's a really simple comparison that uses those 2 magic words, like or as, to connect 2 totally different things. So for example, time crawled like a snail. See, you don't just understand that time is passing slowly, you can actually see it. You feel that gooey, sluggish, super slow pace. That's a simile in action, creating a powerful image from a simple comparison. Next up, we have the metaphor, which is kind of like a simile's bolder, more confident cousin. A metaphor doesn't bother with like or as. It just comes right out and says one thing is another thing. It's way more direct, way more forceful. Just listen to this. His heart was a locked box. That tells you so much more than just saying he was emotionally unavailable. You can picture the heavy metal, the rusty hinges, the secrets locked away inside. That's a whole story packed into just 6 words. And our third tool today is personification. This is when a writer brings an object or even an idea to life by giving it human qualities or actions. It's a fantastic way to make the world of the story feel more alive, more relatable. Take a line like this. The wind whispered secrets through the leaves. The wind isn't just blowing, right? It's whispering secrets. All of a sudden, the wind has a voice, it has a purpose, and the whole scene feels intimate and maybe even a little mysterious. So, we've got our tools: tone, simile, metaphor, and personification. Now, let's put them to work. Let's see how just a few of these well-chosen words can completely transform a sentence. Okay, check this out. We're going to start with a super boring, totally neutral sentence. She walked into the room. Meh. It tells us what happened, but we feel nothing. Now watch. To make it sad, she shuffled into the room, her shoulders slumped. To make it joyful, she bounced into the room, a smile lighting her face. And to make it angry, she stormed into the room, slamming the door behind her. See? The basic action is the same, but the feeling, the entire story is completely different. That is the power of wordcraft. Now, this idea of choosing your words carefully, it's not just some modern trick for writers. It's actually a piece of wisdom that's thousands of years old. So let's shift gears a little, from the how of writing to the much deeper why this all matters so much. This incredible verse from the book of Proverbs paints a stunning picture of what the right words are worth. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. Just let that image sink in for a second. So let's unpack that.
What's the main image here? It's not just any apples, right? They're apples of gold. And they're not just tossed in a bowl. They're presented beautifully, in intricate settings of silver. This is an image of something incredibly precious and masterfully crafted.
So that leads to the real question. What's the message behind this stunningly beautiful and valuable image? What is this ancient wisdom trying to tell us about the words we use every single day? Well, the message is pretty profound. It's that the right words, spoken at exactly the right time, aren't just useful, they're a work of art. They are beautiful, they are incredibly valuable, and they are perfectly suited for that one specific moment. They're a treasure. And here's a cool little fun fact. This whole idea of using powerful images, it's not just for poets. Think about it. Jesus often taught using parables, little stories that were just packed with figurative language. And why did he do that? Because he knew that pictures painted with words have a way of sticking in our hearts and our minds way, way longer than just a dry list of rules or facts ever could. So as you can see, this power to craft words that really last, it isn't just an English class exercise. It actually connects to a much deeper philosophy about how we should be using any kind of knowledge we have. The whole philosophy behind this is really clear. Education and morality, they have to go together. Knowledge is an incredibly powerful tool, right? But if it's not guided by good character, that tool can actually be used to cause a lot of harm. So the goal isn't just about being smart, it's about making smart choices. It's about aiming for a mindset that, as the book of Romans tells us, ultimately leads to peace. And that brings us right back to where we started, with a simple but powerful truth to remember. The power we've been talking about today, it's the power to create treasures, because the right words, said in the right way at the right time, become these incredible gifts that can last forever. Think about that. Thanks for spending this time with me today.